Hello, y'all. It's 11:35 p.m. Still Sunday night. So, I don't think I'm gonna make this video very, 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 very long because, my sleep deprivation, I guess, catching up with me. So, tonight is a night that I'm sleepy and tired. Excuse me. So, I hope that that's a good sign. So, um, well, I mean, let's see. Hmm. So oh yeah, I did do some videos this morning. So I finally went to sleep sometime probably after 9:30, and then my sleep was spotty. And after that, I woke up before 1 o'clock. I don't remember if it was 12. Excuse me, if it was almost 12 o'clock or if it was almost 1 o'clock that I woke up this afternoon. So me feeling heavy anxiety and also like feeling emotionally depressed because of the online gang stalking and everything. Um, I mean, I had like a lot of anxiety and anger again today. So I had nothing to eat or drink until almost 5:30 this evening. And then it's like as if I crammed in 3 meals um, within about 5 or 6 hours. So, and I was extremely hungry, but, um, so so I don't remember what day it was that I think it was Thursday that I made the, pasta dish. And, Thursday I made the pasta dish. Excuse me. Sorry. So, the flavor was light Thursday, Friday, yes, and yesterday. But then today, it seemed like as if the flavors, you know, got bolder, and it tasted cheesier, and I tasted more barbecue flavor after a few days. So so I have two more meals of that left, like two more portions or servings left, and I put that in the freezer. And so today I had some of that. I just need to get a break from that, just like I had to get a break from eating so much of those beans and rice. So so at about 5:30, I had some of that. Then, well, it was probably right before 5:30. I had some of that, and then Um, and I had that and 2 small things of the apples, unsweetened applesauce. And I was still hungry. So then I had some farina, and that was about 7:30. And then about 10:30, I had the I didn't. I was still hungry though, and I had the chicken breast um from the Tyson chicken. So from Dollar General, fake ass Dollar General. I hate the whole chain. I mean, I still feel like I kind of don't like it because of the experience that the abusive fake foster mom and her sister Mickey put me through my senior year in high school. Um, so I mean, I mean, so it kind of I already told y'all about that, but so it's like so those chicken breasts, they were different sizes. They weren't the same size. And so I was extremely hungry, and I haven't had like solid heavy meat for the past few days. So I felt kind of weak and hungry or whatever. So I had the chicken. I'm still working on trying to experiment and perfect everything. So I accidentally put way too much water in the crock pot. And it's my fault. Because I wasn't sure, And so I should put way less next time, but that Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, I try to put that and some honey and coconut oil in it, but it was way too watery. So I feel like a dummy now. But if it was baked in I do have the toaster oven, but those chicken breasts were too big. And they said something about cooked from frozen. So certain websites were saying don't cook chicken from frozen in a crock pot because you could get sick or whatever. But they say you should never put it on low. But I mean, if the chicken breasts were too big, I mean, I know it wasn't the purest form of chicken, but I guess it may have had some preservatives or something, but it wasn't that breaded chicken or stuff with extra artificial bad high fat. So I put it on high. I mean, because how else was I gonna cook it? So I put it on high. It was raw chicken that was frozen and like glazed and frozen. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So the package said cooked from frozen from what I thought I remember seeing. So I put it on high for 5 hours. And I tasted a very faint honey taste, but the Tony seasoning, people were complaining that it's too salty. And I thought I put a lot in there, but it was so much water, I guess I couldn't even taste the Tony seasoning. So, but it seemed like, it was boneless and skinless breast. But if it had bones on it, it would have been considered falling off the bone tender. So, I mean, I put it on high for 5 hours, and it was very hot. I'm pretty sure it was at least over 170 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't have a meat thermometer. I usually always have a meat thermometer, but I need to get another one. So, I need to get another meat thermometer. So, I think I'm safe, So, but I don't even know if the coconut oil contributed to the coconut oil and the honey, if that contributed to it being soft and tender, because I was looking on, excuse me, some website reviews about it, and there were a lot of people making complaints that the meat was too tough, but they may have cooked it cooked it a different method, like maybe baked it or cooked it on a stove or something, or try to fry it, or maybe put it in the air fryer or something. So, excuse me. So I was so hungry that I felt like a pig, that I had like two. Normally I don't eat chicken. I mean, I don't eat 2 pieces of chicken breast. I would usually eat one breast, but they said it was thinly sliced. So when I was staying by Lisa Ruby's house with her fake Christian deliverance ministry, what she said, she tried to force me to starve myself in a fake name of biblical fasting. And she was very it wasn't any true, sincere, fasting. It was like she, coerced or forced me against my will to do it. Hiding my food, rearranging my food, manipulating my food, and, playing psych games with the food and gaslighting me with my own food. And she would give me large portions of food, and just for an excuse to look down on me and try to make me out to be greedy, while she would do like my family members do, starve herself on purpose just to give false proof that she think I'm greedy. But her husband would give me very stingy amount of foods. Like, he would cook with dirty hands, and he would cook food with dirty hands, and then give me a toddler's portion of food, because she put stuff in his head. But it seemed like she would act like as if she wanted to manipulate and play psych games by trying to force me to starve all day. And she thought she had the authority to, like, control when I ate, try to control my bathroom trips, force me to pee on myself, and wouldn't let me use the bathroom, or allowed her fake slutty daughter to be in a bathroom for 3 or 4 hours, styling herself in the bathroom. And so Miss Lisa had another bathroom inside of her private bedroom, and I wasn't allowed to go in there just to go take a quick pee. So Miss Lisa Ruby would, try to manipulate the food and bathroom trips or whatever. But so if she would force me to quote unquote fast all day long, all in the fake name of casting out demons. Excuse me. And it seems like as if she was like spiritually experimenting on me and trying to do a fake spiritual trial and error. And then she tried to say, she tried to tell me that her and her husband are the only two people on this earth that God that God allowed to do deliverance ministries or cast out demons out of people. I knew she was some, and she, manipulated me to break my lease and left me homeless homeless on the streets in an unfamiliar area and everything. Break my lease in Los Angeles just to travel, like she said, cross country. I don't know how many miles it was, but it was from Los Angeles, California to Greenville, South Carolina. And, she tricked me into, she's one of the popular fake truthers. And also, she's not known in the TI community. But her and her husband, try to falsely tell me that they were being gang stalked when they were perps themselves. I feel like I would never again allow myself to associate with somebody who claimed to be former Satanist turned Christian or former Freemason turned Christian. And it's like, I don't know how so many people who I've, directly associated with that claim to have been under heavy MK Ultra. But then they turn out to be abusive, narcissistic, and controlling. So, Miss Lisa Ruby was like manipulating the food and, causing me more anxiety. I gained more weight after dealing with her for like a couple of weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks after dealing with her. I gained more weight after dealing with her than I weighed more after dealing with her abuse and manipulation. I weighed more than I ever weighed being on those psychiatric medications. I was never 320 pounds before then. But after dealing with her, I ended up having frequent headaches. I would have nightmares. I would and it's like she speaks enough. One of the popular fake truthers who's exploitative, and she will speak enough truth to bait people in. And then once she got you hooked in, then she started to that's what she started with, the control and abuse. She started with the love bombing and trauma bonding and I guess trying to play Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, trying to use the Bible to play try to play psychological games with me. She did just so much. But earlier today, when I had nothing to eat or drink, not even water, not a sip of water or nothing, until after 5 o'clock or almost 5:30 this afternoon. And, me going almost all day with no food and then just like binge, it just brought back those memories of, or flashbacks of traumatic flashbacks of what she did to me. But as I said, I just my anxiety was too high, or I was too depressed to eat. But it's rare that happens. But the majority of the time, if my anxiety is so high, or I have like deep depression, I would eat a lot and eat more junk food. So I need to get myself to getting used to putting less sugar in my farina. I'm almost out of the farina. I probably got 1 or 2 days worth of farina left, and I got like a half a box of cereal and maybe about approximately maybe a half a thing of oatmeal. So I haven't gone grocery shopping since I think it was last Monday. So they didn't have milk or eggs. Oh yeah, they did have eggs, but they didn't have milk. So so that 1 pack of banana nut mix, they said just add milk. So whenever I can get some milk, I can make that. And I have some pre-made pastry dough. I put it in the freezer, and I have some canned peas that I wanted to try to make this dish called sweet pea pie, the same way you would make sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie. I don't see any recipes for the sweet pea, like make a pie out of peas. But the way I thought about doing it is like, I didn't want to make it like dessert kind of sweet, but to have it a little bit sweet, the same way that if you eat peas, rice, and pork chop, or corn, rice, and chicken. You know how, I don't know if everybody like to add sugar to their peas or corn. Add butter, sugar, salt, and pepper. Or in New Orleans, we would add like butter, sugar, not a whole lot of sugar, but butter, sugar, and that Tony Sachet seasoning. So and I wanted to try to make the pie as if, well, I don't know if I want to make the pie to look like a sweet potato pie. I haven't decided yet if I want it to look like a sweet potato pie, or if I want to make it like an empanada, or like the Jamaican beef patties. Like make it style like that, So I don't know which way I would want to do it. But I have that in mind to do the there's 2 ways I can do it. To try to make the sweet pea pie. But I didn't want it, as I said, I didn't want to make it like candy sweet or dessert sweet, like pumpkin pie, or I just wanted to make a little pie, based on one of the short stories that I wrote entitled Sweet Pea Pie. So now that I finally have a place to live, I have a place to live so I have the little toaster oven, so I can try to, practice or experiment with the try to make that pie. So I don't know if I do it, depending on how I'm feeling throughout the week. But it's about that time again for me to have to do laundry. I had a upsetting experience um last time I had to do laundry. So that's one of the reasons. That and trying to stretch and save money is another reason why I try to stretch my days and stretch the clothes um to do laundry, because I just, you know, didn't feel like fighting with perps. And so, today I went out and I just stepped out the front door and just took out the trash. Um, Yesterday and Friday, or I don't remember before today, I don't remember what day it was with the last time I actually stepped outside. So, but yeah, I've been locking myself up in this little cabin, trying to stay out of trouble and try to avoid the gang stalking as much as possible. I mean, trying to save myself. I feel like I can't even go and enjoy life. So, I feel like I like as if I can't go and enjoy life. So, I'm just, tomorrow's the 15th. What is it yet? Oh, now it's the 15th because it's now Monday, May 15th, 2023 at 12:02 a.m. in the morning. So it's the 15th, and so it doesn't it's the 15th, so I dread and don't even feel like I wanna I mean I feel like I don't even want to go do laundry, but I have to. But I don't know when this week I will go. But other than Monday having to go to the get the groceries, I've been just locking myself up in here. So I've been having the desire to want to go take walks for exercise or get some fresh air and sunlight. But or even if it's raining, to at least just be out and get fresh air. But I don't like the flies and bugs and stuff touching me or getting close to me. Never did since a child. And I've been driven up the wall still by the gnats. So, I didn't work on any writing, but Saturday, yeah, I told y'all about that I did a little blog post. Excuse me. So it's like they have. So it's like they had this perp that called themselves Tom and Jerry, made up a 2-minute old, fresh, fake, brand new account that try to say, I don't remember word for word, so I just paraphrase that person try to say, try to act like they figured out that I was talking about Anthony. And so they showed Anthony my videos, because I didn't mention Anthony's name, but they figured out that I was talking about him, and they showed him my video. And so then he came on TikTok to harass me, copied off of them, and made a fake brand new account to come on TikTok just to stalk and harass me. And then, so, I already did a community post talking about it and everything, but I really think that was the fake Aquarium Doris perp, but if it wasn't, then I don't know who that was. But the perp was like, "Oh, I'm telling now Anthony told you to leave him alone, didn't he? And I'm gonna show him this, and he said that next time he's gonna get in that ass, and you're about to be in trouble." And I'm like, how the hell am I gonna be like punished or in trouble by somebody with no authority over me and who's younger than me? Like, please, all y'all get the fuck. So, I mean, the online gang stalkers, they are messy. With New Orleans people, New Orleans people, I don't know. I don't know if it was a New Orleans thing or a black culture thing. If it's if a person says that someone is being messy, means that if they, what the Bible calls a talebearer. So if they like to gossip and talk bad about people and spread false rumors, or they just like to create trouble, So the perps they love drama. But see, talked about numerous people, numerous fake TI perps and regular perps in that video. I talked about a lot of people. So so it's like, they want to try to and it's like, it's funny because all my life I never had anybody really to go to bat for and defend me, and I never had anybody to be loyal to me. And if they do, they have a hidden motive behind it, a sinister motive, and it's short-lived and temporary, with them tricking me and deceiving me and leading me on to think that they're a loyal, dedicated friend, when basically, they pretend to be fake loyal, just so that if they can either try to take advantage of you or set you up. Take advantage of me or set me up or make me look like a fool. It has happened with family, boyfriends, fake friends, and everything. As I said, these one-sided fake friendships where I call myself trying to go all the way, and you don't even reciprocate. You don't reciprocate equally. So, so I had ever since Anthony said something, then I had at least 5 people that got hateful and unfollowed me on TikTok today. And one of them pretended to be, she was commenting and liking my posts. I never really had I don't recall having like a DM conversation with her, but she covertly, and this lady called Hands Free 1984 or something like that. And she got hateful and unfollowed me. Now, like, well, I don't know if she unfollowed me, if she got offended at my post, at my video talking about stop defending gang stalkers. If she's supposed to be part of the so-called narc victim community and TI community. So I don't know. I never really did her anything. So I don't know what I said that she got offended by. Or it was probably a couple of those other ladies, Mila and me, and that other lady from the other day that came to pick on and harass me. Maybe they smear campaigned me to her and turned her against me. I don't know. But they had this other lady, and I don't remember her name, and she's supposed to be part of the narcissistic victim community. And she got hateful and unfollowed me for no reason. And we never had a conversation, or I never spoke to her. Or it's like maybe they got mad at me or offended about the Jordan Neely thing. I don't know, but I don't know why they would have got mad at me. But so I mean, as I said, like for the past 2 or 3 weeks, my TikTok follow, because I was at like under 200 for months, for a long time, and then all of a sudden I just started to get like a whole bunch of random people trying to follow me, and then and it wasn't until the past few days I'm starting to see that I'm losing TikTok followers. So, I mean, and it got so many fake people. So, but the fake Darnell Williams perp, the fake Darnell Williams perp had left me alone for a few days. And then he came back, with another fake account. So he wants to, retarded narcissistically and fake self-righteously demand that he wants to try to demand that I tell him the truth or prove that I'm from New Orleans, and then try to say, well, if you can't prove that you're from New Orleans, then shut up and I don't ever want to hear it again, or stop talking about it. Or, like, just leave me alone. I'm not even talking to you. But I'm gonna show y'all, well, later on today. I'm gonna show y'all the fake Darnell Williams perp. He won't even he won't reveal his name, his real name or face to me. But I mean, I want no contact with him. A lot of the perps I don't want contact with. And they're trying to coerce unwanted contact. Fake TI perps and regular perps. Anthony, the fake Darnell Williams perp, the Aquarium Doris perp, Star Bricker, all Stephon Adams, all of them. Stephon Adams, he had a fake TikTok account to come and stalk me that said Stephon Adams 666. I think I showed and told y'all about that. I don't remember. But so, but I'm not allowed to expose anything dirty that they're doing. Even the women trying to bully, harass, and threaten me and trying to coerce unwanted contact. So, the fake Darnell Williams perp, he won't reveal his true name or face. Marcel Thibodeau does not even come up on Google, so that's got to be another fake name. He I don't know how to get him to be tracked down and put away. But the fake TI perps, narcissistic abusers, they all need to be brought to justice just like the regular perps. So, the fake TI perps that start to act narcissistic, yeah, y'all deserve, whatever punishments that the regular perps should be getting. You forfeited your right to be called a targeted individual. Yet you act like a perp and falsely glorify yourself as being a high authority in the so-called TI community. So, so the fake Darnell Williams perp, now y'all act like I have audio proof and screenshots, and y'all still don't believe me that this sick, weird ass idiot had the desire to want to sex traffic me. And so are the other online perps. They want to sex traffic me. So he's a white guy pretending to pose as a black person, but trying to tell me, why are you always talking about race? Can't you describe people without talking about race? I ain't talking to you. Go somewhere. This is my YouTube channel. I'll say, I describe criminals, the gang stalking criminals. If I might say that the person, was, an elderly Asian man with dark brown eyes and long hair or some shit like that, or if he's, for example, if he's Korean, and if I'd be like, well, he look like he's about, 5'8" or, height or whatever, or he's skinny or whatever, describing the person. But here you a white guy doing a shitty, poor job at pretending to pose as a drunk, retarded black man and act like as if you delusionally believe that you're my pimp. I mean, he even said, "We own you." Who is we? I don't even know y'all. So, and he was, making threats at me again. So, Well, I'm surprised I talked this long, as tired as I am. But so tonight, it was tonight. Um, I was on my phone, and I was trying to I was fight. It was like 9. It was before 9:30, and if I didn't have the chicken cooking in the crock pot, I would have let myself go to bed and go to sleep for the night. But maybe eating, probably got me kind of more awake or more alert now. Um, but I was extremely sleepy and tired, and you know, and kept on having fears of losing consciousness and blacking out or dozing off or falling asleep. And but I survived the night. So I had to attend to the chicken. I ate some of it, and then I put the rest in the refrigerator. I cleaned out the crock pot and the dishes, and here I am on the video. So but just now I just started to feel the vibrating feeling. They're vibrating my whole body from what it feels like. So they were even torturing me this morning when I tried to sleep. Oh yeah, I think I told y'all about that. Well, yesterday morning, because now it's shortly after midnight in a new day. So I don't know if I'll get to sleep. I don't know how much sleep I'll get. And I don't know how I'm gonna feel tomorrow or later on today. So yeah, I'm kinda, somewhat almost running out of breakfast food. So I mean, um so I have food for just to survive. um I have food for I mean I I guess I have enough food to survive another week or something like that. But I've been feeling like I wish I could have like a nice breakfast, you know. But when I went to fake Walmart, I don't know why I didn't get grits. I got some farina, but I didn't get grits last month. But but it will suck to try to it will suck to try to microwave grits. I prefer stovetop grits. You know, um so I've been having to microwave the farina and the oatmeal. I'm very low on peanut butter. No more almond butter. So I had farina. So I mean, I guess I might have to eat dry cereal a couple of days out of the week. And you know, I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here, you know, trying to just survive day to day and take one day at a time. As I said, it gets me down every day about how I'm blocked from getting to survive and make a living and get to independently make my own income and get to drive and have a car. But the same way y'all abusive, narcissistic, fake TI perps and regular perps try to control and restrict everything I do, when the government starts to control and restrict everything y'all do, and when FEMA camps and martial law use humiliating violence to punish and control y'all, you know, then y'all won't like it one bit. Y'all won't like it one bit. But everything is getting tight. You know, I questioned the other day, should I even continue with writing short stories or try to make a living because of the times that we are in. I don't know, I might continue to still do it, but the times that we are in, you know, it seems like as if it's getting closer and closer to hard times that y'all gonna regret how y'all treated. Now, you know, I feel bad that, you know, like when I had a place to live, if I had a bad day and a homeless person, you know, try to act panhandle or whatever, you know, I mean, I feel bad that a few times living in Los Angeles, if I had a rough day, I you know, would, if I you know, kind of you know, lashed out on them because I had a rough day. You know, but I will feel bad about it and feel like, well, if I ever come across that person again, I owe them such a big, huge apology. I feel like, you know, but it didn't happen that often, but it happened you know, a few times, like maybe 4 or 5 times. But I've had numerous times, though, if they would approach me and they would be demanding. And it's like, I'm wondering if, come to think of it, I'm wondering if they were perps. Because if it would be like the first or third of the month, like, how do even strangers know that I get a Social Security check and when my check is coming? And I didn't even have really any social media activity or anything at that time. So I was not on social media. And, you know, I stayed in the house all the time. But when I had to go and run my errands and stuff, I think those were homeless perps that will overcrowd me and hound me down, demanding money out of me and try to pressure me and manipulate me. And if I gave them like a generous $20, and then they said, well, that's not enough, I want more. Like, that's how they were like in Los Angeles. Well, that's not enough, I want more. And after they took your money, and they were panhandling, one man did that to me in Pensacola, and one man did that to me in New Orleans. But people did that to me quite a bit often in Los Angeles if they were panhandling. And then after they took your money, they would shoo me away and then treat me like a pest. I'm not trying to do my alms before men or anything like that, but when I had a place to live, I would try to do stuff like try to cook for the homeless personally. Try to cook for them. And if I didn't have the money, but if I would have a day where if I might bake some homemade barley bread, for example, or if I might make some black eyed peas, rice, and ham, and decide that I would try to go to Venice Beach and distribute it to and they act like they treat me like the fake Hell's Way church people. Excuse me. If they're homeless and I have a place to live in it, and they act like they think that they're superior or better than me. So one time at the Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles on Manchester and Main in Los Angeles. Right across the street from when that female got beat up by 12 different men, and people said she was pregnant, and that boyfriend was. I'm still traumatized by eyewitnessing that beating. I hope to never in my life get to see something like that ever again. So there was a homeless female. Somebody tried to say that she wasn't really homeless, but that she pretended to be homeless, or that she had a whole house and she just didn't want to live at her house, or she didn't feel comfortable or feel safe at her house. I think I may have told y'all this recently. And I don't remember what year it was. It could have been 2015 or something. And so, when I try to distribute, plates of food to the homeless, and I think it was black eyed peas, ham, and rice that I try to offer her. And she's like, well, I can't eat that. I'm on a diet. And I'm like, what? And so then she turned around. Somebody offered her food that they ate off of. With Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles. Oh, she tore that up. I'm like, what the hell? So I've even tried to offer homeless people certain foods. If they say that they can't eat apples or carrots because they have bad teeth, or if they be like, well, I don't want that. But they'll be quick to take your McDonald's. So if I panhandle and been homeless and targeted, then if I panhandle and be homeless and targeted, people would expect for me to want McDonald's. And I tell them, not trying to be picky, but I hear about the bad stuff in certain foods, so I still be trying to be cautious. So they'll make it like as if you don't want what they offer, then, you know, if like with that guy tried to do me in Pensacola and he was an abusive narcissistic perp, you know. So I was trying to suggest, somewhere cheaper, because at the Nest General store, I ate breakfast there. So when it was lunchtime, the guy wanted to make me eat there, and I was trying to ask him if he can, if I can just get something cheaper at Cactus Cantina. Was like half the price. And so he tried to make like I was ungrateful or unappreciative. I'm like, well, I'm trying to, make things less on you. If you want, if you want to spend $15 on, me eating a sandwich, but here I can have a whole meal for half that price. They have like, lunch specials or whatever. So but when I was in my hometown New Orleans on Canal Street, they had this lady. She looked like she was Indian from India, and she wanted to offer me McDonald's. I used to love McDonald's and have no problem with eating McDonald's, but after I found out the truth, if I can avoid it, I wouldn't want to eat there again. And even a lot of the food in the stores, is bad, So if my lack of convenience and my low finances and lack of convenience will sometimes force me to have to eat junk food or bad foods or something, or food that ain't healthy enough. But now that I have a place to live, I have the desire to want to eat more nutritious and eat healthier. So the lady wanted to try to make me go eat at McDonald's or nothing at all. And she thought that I was trying to swindle and scam her. And I'm like, well, there's a place, and I promise you, there's a place in the Riverwalk. That place is shut down. But the place was more expensive, but they had some cheaper, more affordable red beans, rice, and sausage for like, I could have got 2 cups for $5, 2 bowls for $5. And that would have been filled me up, and I would have been satiated for quite a few hours. But the lady was trying to get me to eat at McDonald's. I'm like, no. So, but I kept my word on it though. She probably would have spent, I'm pretty sure she would have spent more at McDonald's than she would have spent, donated me the $5 and just let me go get the beans and rice. But I've had so many people in New Orleans and Pensacola, as fat as I am, I thought, I could be wrong because I don't have that much knowledge or experience with drugs, but I've had people falsely accuse me. They falsely said, well, you're going to take the money and go spend it on drugs. And I'm like, I don't even do drugs. So, I think I have on like some video footage of getting into an altercation with a couple of abusive narcissistic perps because they were trying to falsely accuse me of, falsely said that I'm going to take the money and go spend it on drugs. But they had a few other instances. If I was, financially with my Social Security check or Social Security and SSI, if I, will be, have a place to live, and if I see a homeless person, if I had enough to spare, if I might go walk up to them, not all the time, but it happened a few times living in Los Angeles. And if I might walk up to them and offer them $1 or $5, and they might, if God will put it on my heart to do something like that, and they might be like, why are you giving me this? Oh, well, or I'm like, okay, well, you act like you think you're too good to take my money then? Oh, well, you ain't got to worry about me no more. Excuse me. So, they got those kind of people, Some homeless people feel like they don't want help, but, so, I respect that, but in 2019, people wanted to help me. And, before the what started, and before the gang stalking got worse. And for me to be wrongfully banned from everywhere, and the gang stalking and the what that started 3 years ago. Those two things is what made me, it made life more expensive for me being homeless on the streets, which resorted to me having no choice but to be cornered and having to beg and panhandle. Now, in 2019, I was sleeping, like I had that incident at fake Everman place. I was in Pensacola for like 2 weeks. And it was I'm not a mother, but it was Mother's Day, and I think it was May 12th or something like that, 2019. And I had that incident where it was raining, storming really bad. A homeless man suggested I try to go somewhere underneath some shelter because the weather was going to be really bad. It didn't even cross my mind to to have a GoFundMe. Excuse me, I wasn't actively using PayPal, and I didn't know about CashApp. So, they wrongfully banned me. I could never go to Everman for the rest of my life. Just the only crime was, trying to stay out of that tornado and hail kind of bad weather. And I was days of sleep deprived. So I didn't even realize I was having micro sleeps and blacking out, and people would get mad and yell at me like as if I'm intentionally trying to fall asleep on purpose. So everybody defended and agreed with the police officer, saying that guy had a right to work for Satan if he wants to. That if he wants to work for Satan, then that's his right. Well, you don't have a right to destroy my life. But why don't I have a right to make a living? Where is anybody to say, well, Candy wants to write short stories and make a living off of it? That's her right. Oh, I wish somebody would say that. But I won't get nobody saying it. So, I won't get nobody saying if Candy wants to serve Jesus Christ, then it's her right. I don't get nobody saying that. So, you mean people got more freedom and right to be a Satanist, the evil Satanist, than a righteous Christian? So, Yeah, this video, I did say that I did say that this video wasn't going to be that long. Look at me. So, so after that incident with the fake Everman place, that the police officers that acted like good cop, bad cop, and it was the Hispanic cop that suggested that I go sleep by the abandoned bank. And I used to get eaten up by ants by that abandoned bank. So I used to get eaten up by ants over there. And then so I since I was wrongfully banned from Everman, I felt embarrassed because I didn't have anywhere to go pee. So one day, I think they had the abandoned bank and they had the abandoned former church that was right there. And I went to try to go pee behind there. And the neighbors that lived in the house like behind there, I looked around, checked my parameters, and nobody was there. Just that quick. I had to go pee really bad, and I went to go try to hide, thinking that nobody would see me, and I had to go pee. And then I look up, and they have those people filming me while I'm urinating. And I don't know if they use that for sex trafficking or to put me on the dark web or for humiliation. I don't know. But ever since then, that's when they started to put it in the works to have somebody buy up the spot in order to get rid of me. Buy up that abandoned bank. But I never really asked for online donations for help with hotel rooms or nothing like that in 2019. And in 2019, even after I got to Pensacola, my money used to stretch me, just like when I was living in Los Angeles. My money used to stretch me to at least the 25th of the month. Or the 25th or maybe the 29th of the month. And then the 29th and 30th, I may have to panhandle, And then the Social Security check I would get, and then on the 1st and 2nd, I wouldn't have to panhandle. And then on the, I didn't have to panhandle, from the 3rd of the month till like at least between the 25th and the 29th. And a little bit of begging and panhandling in person that I would do, just to get like $5 or $10 for bus fare, laundry, or food to eat. That's it. And so they had some people who acted like they wanted to help. They had some people who would make false promises to offer to help and then go AWOL on me. So I used to try to, but I was living by that abandoned bank up until at least December or January 2020. And then after that, I think it was January, I started to sleep by 532 West Garden Street or sleep by 528 West Garden Street. and they had the lockdowns and everything. So then, Janet reached out to me to offer to for me to rent a room when I put out an ad on Craigslist. And so afterwards, she had I can't tell everything on here, but you know because I wouldn't take the because I wouldn't take the test, she told me I had to leave and said that she was under the pressure of her family members. So then she said that she didn't want me out there on the streets, but she was still, perping me and doing weird shit, allowing her 8-year-old son to disrespect, control, and abuse me. So, and she never really, only one time she corrected him. But, the boy was 8 years old. I'm going to say it, the boy was 8 years old and abusive, narcissistic, and controlling. And she was tall, like almost 6 feet tall, and defenseless and scared of her own 8-year-old child. But I guess maybe she was afraid of what the husband would do. More afraid of him. But that boy was spoiled. So, then, she was the one who introduced me to Hospitality Inn. And I stayed there up until like maybe the 30th or the 31st of May 2020. And then the funds ran out, so I had to be back on the streets. I was on the streets for a couple of weeks. And see, Alex Dupree used to leave me alone when I was in hotel rooms. But then when I would be out on the streets, he would harass, stalk, and terrorize me. And I got footage of that too. Excuse me. So Alex was another sex trafficking perp. And I think the fake Darnell Williams perp took Alex's place. So, so I mean, so after that, Alex ran me out of Pensacola. And I had an emotional meltdown. He ran me out of, he made up a lie and tried to set me, trying to set me up unprovoked, trying to set me up to get arrested unprovoked. I got that all on video too. Try to set me up to get arrested unprovoked. And he nearly succeeded. And the police are always telling me what rights the perps have. But they never tell me what my rights are. Well, he has a right to do this. She has a right to do that. But where are my rights? But y'all look out for y'all loyal to wickedness. So, after that, he ran me out of Pensacola and then gang stalked me and booked the same bus ticket to get on the same bus as me. And I'm like, this some strange shit. And so he tried to set me up and set me up to get wrongfully banned from the Greyhound station, and he was creating all kinds of freaking trouble. And I'm like, you elderly, why the hell are you harassing and fucking with a black female who's under 40 years old and disabled and homeless? And Alex would try to threaten me, telling me that the police were all his friends and everything. And he even admitted that he was a gay satanic Freemason and admitted that he was gay with the police officers. It must be gay with the police officers of Pensacola. Downtown Pensacola is Masonic, and they have a whole bunch of devil worshippers. It's run by sodomites. So, I mean, so he ran me out of Pensacola, and I was homeless on the streets, struggling in Mobile, Alabama, from June 13th through, I guess maybe July 3rd, 2020. And I don't know how Alex found my phone number, how he got access to my social media. When that police officer asked me for my phone number on New Year's Day, when they were about, I think they were gonna there was almost a crisis for me to get shot and killed killed by the police. They threatened to shoot me. Now, this is what they did. They narcissistically demanded for me to get out my identification. And then threatened to shoot me for reaching for my identification, and they wouldn't let me film or record them. And I'm like, well, my identification is in my pocket. So they said, well, if you reach in your pockets, we're going to shoot you because, we don't know if you have a weapon. We don't know if you have any weapons. And they try to make it like they were aggressive and demanded that I not dig in my pockets. But that's what my identification was. So, So even then, I don't think I was panhandling or begging around. It wasn't until after the you know what, in the lockdowns and everything. And after Alex ran me out of Pensacola, really, I think that was when I was left in a perpetual state to have to continue to beg and panhandle for survival and out of necessity. And then prices started rising. Perps started getting me wrongfully kicked out of and banned from places left and right. All the cheaper places, I would try to go to the cheapest places, but I'm here to tell y'all the truth. And if you want to believe the online gang stalkers' their false assumptions, their twisted lies and false narratives, then you can unsubscribe from my channel right now if you would rather believe them over me. Because I know what I went through. I know what I experienced. So Alex would stalk where he knows that I'm going to be and make himself there in advance before I get there. I didn't have to announce anything at all. And then once he caught me off guard, and he strategically waited till it's like he knew when my storage space was full or my phone data was full or when my battery was low or about to die. He would strategically wait till my battery would be like 7% left to start this fuckery. But when my phone would be fully charged, or if there's no prior gang stalking footage on my phone, or if it's kind of the beginning of the month, he'd kind of leave me alone. He would wait till like the 22nd, 3rd, 4th, or when my everything was low to set up, all the, trouble. So so he waited till after he succeeded at running me out of Pensacola, and he started harassing me on social media and acting like he wanted to make offers to try to get me to sell out. And I even have screenshots of him bullying, harassing, and threatening me, telling me that the police got me under surveillance. He's the only perp that ever told me that. That let me tell you something, the police got you under surveillance. Exactly how he would say it. But what am I under surveillance for? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna hire the police and call it. I'm gonna call the police and hire them and put you in the nut house. Put me in the nut house, but you are stalking, following, harassing me unprovoked for no reason. He would hang around homeless people. I would eyewitness him slandering me in front of my face to younger teenagers. And he would always like to whisper. He would always wear sunglasses. He would always whisper and wear sunglasses. So, yeah, I mean, this stuff is really real, and y'all sitting here, not believing what I'm saying. You're falsely accusing me of being negative and a drama queen. God is not looking at me as full of negativity or a drama queen. Because in God's eyes, you might not be any less of a drama queen. I don't know. But, what make you think you're better? Or think that you got God's authority to judge me? And be like, oh, I'm going to stay away from her because she's, always complaining, or she's full of drama, or she's so negative. When somebody's actually legitimately suffering out here. And so, it seems like, the gang stalking program is a fear-based program. It's a narcissistic abuse-based program. And it's like the truth that I've been speaking. I've been getting a lot of yellows, the yellow dollar signs next to my videos. So, this video, it would be a miracle if it has a green sign. So sometimes if the video will switch from that same video would be a green sign, and then hours later switch from green to yellow, or switch from yellow to green, that same video. And so the fake Darnell Williams perp, came and tried to make threats at me and make smart ass remarks and bragged about being Candy's pimp. So, I mean, if you're a sex trafficker or feel like you a pimp, why don't I have a right to be upset that you found that you illegally looked for context clues and stalked me and figure out where I live at? The fake Darnell Williams perp even threatened to come over here and talking about he wanted to treat me to lunch or treat me out to eat or something like that. No, stay away from me. But he's been bothering me online for over a year. He covertly, and it's like, in the beginning, I thought it was Alex Dupree online all this time. I thought it was Alex Dupree online, but after some time, it dawned on me that he was posing as Alex. After Alex Dupree left me alone, the fake Darnell Williams perp was posing as Alex Dupree all this time. So yeah, the gang stalkers, you know, as I said, Alex Dupree admitted that he was a Freemason, but I wonder if the fake Darnell Williams perp gonna come forward and admit you're a Freemason. Admit that you're a Freemason. But the fake Darnell Williams perp, I don't know how he illegally got access to all 5 of my. I have another email that I don't really use that much no more. But all 5 of my email accounts. You know, and I have certain email accounts reserved for certain purposes. So, yeah, I have certain email accounts reserved for certain purposes. So, he was illegally, like, against my will, signing me up for Freemasonry and Freemason newsletters, cult newsletters, the fake Jehovah's Witness perp, and the fake Mormon. The fake Jehovah's Witnesses cult and the fake Mormon cult. He even tried to sign me up against my will to the Satanic Temple. You know, it's just disgusting. He tried to sign me up for the psychiatric services, psychiatric therapy that's way in Australia. And the lady was talking about booking an appointment with me. I said, well, somebody you know, hacked my emails and signed me up for what I didn't ask for. I didn't do this, you know. So, and I'm like, I'm way in the I can't go over there. I'm way in the United States. So that was some wild shit. So they had this perp called Mission Possible. That's the one that said that once I became monetized, that he stopped watching my videos. Well, great. One less perp. So I wonder how, if he was in Australia, how did he find the exact location of... He knew before I knew that the address was 25 West Government Street in downtown Pensacola. How, you in a different country, how you knew that? And I've heard professed targeted individuals say that they have people gang stalking them from all the way in Russia. But I've had to deal with fake TI perps and regular perps from UK, Australia, and Canada. No, like, what do you care about my homeless struggles for? Or falsely meddling, falsely accused me of scamming. What business is it of yours? You like overseas trying to sabotage my finances. You're in a different country. That is not fair at all. So everybody at the downtown Pensacola YMCA is a gang stalker. They had a lot of perps, not all of them, but a lot of perps that would be at the UWF pool. And I had to stop coming in the morning because they had that messy troublemaker named Judy that was supposedly former military, and she was like in her 70s and obese and overweight herself. And she acted like she had thought she had the authority to snoop through my lockers and then go back and report to the manager, Miss Nancy, about all the stuff I had in my lockers. Like you act like you want to try to set me up to get kicked out of there. So I have suffered numerous days being sleep deprived. Alex Dupree used to gang stalk and follow me. He never went to the pool in UWF, but he used to do weird shit like at the downtown YMCA. He used to do weird stuff like go in the steam room. And sometimes I think the sauna. He would go in the steam room and with that weird ass backpack and get his whole body and everything wet. And I had an altercation with him in 2021. I had an argument with him when he tried to follow me walking from the YMCA, and I think I was on my way to work. So and I'm gonna say that guy Travis from Seville Quarter, that was the bartender, he was an abusive, narcissistic perp asshole. Well, a lot of them that worked there were. Mr. Doug and Mr. Cliff, he was nice for a long time. You know, he even loved me enough that he got me a free dentistry appointment. But they even turned him against me. But Mr. Doug was always an abusive, narcissistic, cruel, money hungry, cheap, selfish asshole. And Starbricker called up Seville Quarter and showed them my videos. And then had co-workers come bully, harassing, and threatening me. Former co-workers. I'm like, you're a man, and you coming to my face trying to confront and threaten me? But you talk like you're a Christian and love the Lord, but you sitting there throwing up devil horns and satanic hand signs while talking to me. Because you a perp too. So, they got it all twisted up, all mixed up. Like Starbricker lied when she called up the Super 6 motel and that abusive, narcissistic perp Mary. She lied and said, she lied to Miss Mary and said that she lied to Miss Mary and said that I called them a bunch of gangbangers when I said gang stalkers. And when she got me called up Sky Zone to have me wrongfully banned and fired. The police officer talking about, oh, what's this about? You talking about gangs and race. And she's like, oh yeah, the police officer was like, oh yeah, social media will come back and bite you in the butt. I wish I would have filmed all the shit talking that they did. I mean, so I mean, all the stuff that they did. That my ears are have been like sweaty having these things in my ears, but like me sniffing my fingers and stuff, some people say that that's a symptom of the Tourette's tics. So excuse me if you think I'm being gross. I've been like this since I was a little child. So It's 1:14 a.m. in the morning. I thought I had some more stuff to say, but so yeah, I was trying to say I wasn't doing that much. Excuse me, begging and panhandling until after the you know what started, and then they got me wrongfully banned from everywhere. But I would be in a hotel, and when I'm in hotels, I would get more online gang stalking. And then when I'm homeless on the streets, I would get more in-person gang stalking. And it's like, y'all forcing me to be homeless, sabotage my income, y'all trafficking and making money off of me. And y'all out here to blood sacrifice and kill people. Y'all murderers, pedos. Y'all y'all do satanic rituals. Y'all criminals. I heard that the gang stalkers have to use certain I've heard professed targeted individuals say that gang stalkers have to use what's the opposite of tranquilizer? I forgot what that they have to use stimulant drugs and stay awake so that they can work their 18-hour shifts or something like that. Oh, and another thing, the fake Darnell Williams perp, he proudly put in the fake bio on TikTok, he put surveillance role player, Candy Grand Prix pimp or something like that. It's exactly what he put. Something like along those lines, but later on today, I'm going to show y'all, but if y'all keep on saying shut up and ignore, but, as I said, I got to document everything, because if you if it's a lone, one-on-one thing where people say for women to be aware of their surroundings, and if you financially well off and rich, it's okay for them to document everything and be told to watch your surroundings and document everything. But if you a TI and they're doing the exact same thing but multiple people, then you get shunned because they expect for you to not take this seriously, and they think that that the gang stalkers are here just to get on your nerves and play with your emotions. But the gang stalkers are out here murdering targeted individuals. I have a right to fight for my life. So it's 1:18 a.m. and I need to get to bed. And I told myself I need to stop going to bed this late. That I need to try to make myself start trying to go to bed at 11 or something, and then try to wake up at 7, because then it feels weird that I'm missing my mornings. So but I'll see y'all in several hours.